there's something called the 3 levels of learning. And the first level is where you're just acquiring information. Now, this also applies to being a disciple of Jesus. So if we're talking about Christianity, we're talking about discipleship, then level 1 of learning is it is acquiring information. So with acquiring information, that means you're reading the Bible, you're going to church, so you're listening to the pastor, you're hearing sermons, you're going to Sunday school, these kinds of things. And that's good, but learning can't stop there. So level 2 of learning has to do with actually living it out. So you're learning information, and then you start to actually do it. You implement it. You put it into practice. So Jesus said, "He who hears these sayings of mine is like and does them is like a house built on a rock." And the storms come and you can stand up against the flood. But he who hears these sayings of mine and doesn't do them, well, then you're just like a house built on the sand. And so that's why it's got to be more than just knowledge in our head. And I think we know that. But then the third level of learning, we often ignore. And the third level of learning only comes when you teach it. So when you teach something, when you teach anything at all, it forces you to look at it from a different angle. You kind of have to dig down deeper into what you're looking at, the scriptures that you're reading, what you're saying, how you've been applying it in your life, because now you're starting to tell somebody else how to do it, and you just see it from a different angle. But this causes us to internalize it at a deeper level, and you only get that when you teach it. So true discipleship only counts, not counts, but it only really works if we engage Jesus and the Bible at these 3 levels. So we're learning it, we're living it out, and then we're leading in that. We're teaching it. So in that, we need a discipleship process, not just tools. We need an entire system for how we're going to do this. And if you look at the Go Book is something that I've developed. The Go Book Foundations is the first in a series that I'm doing, and it helps the new believer and even the longtime believer to engage all 3 levels of learning at one time. You're actually learning it, living it, and leading in it. You're teaching it right off the bat. And so it's a tool that I've developed that works for that. So if that's something that you need to do, or you want to start teaching it, you want to start learning, or you're a pastor and you want to start engaging your people in all 3 levels at one time, this is the best way that I know of to do it. So go to the website www.gobook.world, gobook.world, and you can check it out right there. There's more information on it, and if you have any questions, contact me.